not saying you're a bad father. It just made me
No, no,
chuckle. That's
absolutely no. It's my oldest daughter. She ended up getting a full scholarship to the University of Utah,
Man, good for her. That's
and
cool.
yeah, no, it's great for my budget too.
Yeah, I bet.
And she ended up moving out once we got back from Maxville for
Mm,
the Glengarry games,
hmm
and she's been on her own now for about a month and a half, maybe 2 months,
mm,
and she's slowly figuring out what adulting is,
yeah.
So, but yeah, no, it's been great to kind of have like a little room of, all the bagpipe things and
hmm
whatnot. So,
Oh, that's very cool. Have you taken, because like when I've seen you at Scottish festivals here locally, you've had your entire family there with you. Are they always with you? Is that the way it's always
they're
been?
always with
That's
me.
awesome.
They're always with me. Yeah. Um, uh, with the exceptions of like Pleasanton that just happened.
Mm.
Like my wife couldn't get off work, so I went solo, and it was good. And but for the most part, like any of those out of state, out of country games or
hmm
competitions, they always come with me.
No, that's awesome. That's awesome. You mentioned being your own
Super
boss.
supportive.
That's beautiful. You mentioned being your own boss, and I saw somewhere, what was it? Was it on social media or part of your email address or
Probably.
something? Something about asking about hair. What is it you do?
So I own a salon and spa here in Utah.
Mm.
And I mean, I've been in the hair industry and the beauty industry for 25 years now.
Mm.
So basically what I do is I work my job to play the bagpipes.
I hear you there. Yes, that's so relatable.
I
Yeah.
think I think I heard that said by Carrie Ann on one of
Yeah.
your on one episode,
Yep.
and I was like, oh my God, that is totally me.
How relatable, right?
So
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. That was Carrie Ann. That was a fun chat. And you know what? Something funny about like, and I mean, obviously, it deserves to have been popular. That's fine, because it was a fun chat, and Carrie Ann is awesome. But there've been a few like celebrity recording artists on the show, and some funny hiccup of the algorithm or something. Carrie Ann's interview has been picked up by I don't know, more For You feeds and stuff like that than anything else that this
mhm.
show's ever done, and so, like, that one, on paper at least, has, like, thousands of downloads where most of these, hit a couple hundred, and so it's
Oh, that's crazy.
she's the main droning on celebrity at this point, yeah.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
I love Carrie Ann.
Yeah, what a cool person. She's off, kinda sounds like kinda creating a new bagpipe space for herself, geographically where she's at now.
I think so too.
I bet Wasatch and District is missing her. Was she a band manager for a long time?
I joined Wasatch last year
Oh, I
or
see.
last
So that would've been
season.
after her time, huh?
So I'm kind of newer to the game,
Mhm.
but I know she's a travel in,
Mhm.
and she knows the music, and she comes out and she plays and she does a great job and
Mhm.
gives her insights on things, and she's awesome.
Yeah. Well, no, we can't enough about her, we gotta talk about you. This is the Mikey Beale
Okay, let's do
episode.
it.
So how did you like, you very recently joined Wasatch, but what happened before that? Like, surely are you brand new to bagpipes? Surely not, right? Like, 'cause
No,
yeah.
no, I was kind of forced into it as like an 8-year-old.
Ah.
I grew up in a military household, and well, military-like household. My mom was career military, and my dad, well, truck driver. So
Mm.
um, I kind of got thrown this set of really cheap rosewood chanter.
Mhm.
I think it was like it wasn't even the green book. It was I can't remember what the book looked like, but I know it was a really crappy.
We gotta figure out what's the
I think every
downgrade
bagpiper
color.
got that.
Yeah, like, what's
Right.
the color that comes before green that's not as good as green? He's like, you got the yellow book, you know?
Yes, yes. And then, I was like, oh, okay, well, this is kind of fun. And
Mm.
I had been like running circles because I grew up in the South. So Arkansas, Texas, Louisiana,
Mm.
kind of bounced between those three states. And there were Irish sessions,
Hmm.
so jam sessions at these local, oyster bars and stuff. And I, picked up the penny whistle and, played with, a bunch of people and brought my practice chanter, which was not in key with anybody there.
Of course, yeah.
I got a set of small pipes first and started playing with that and figured out that it was not in key with anybody else.
Were
I'm
you
like,
were
well,
you
I,
young
I can
enough
only
though? That like you were cute, and so they were like, "Ah, it's fine, kid. Go ahead and play along." Or were you like a real?
Basically.
Gotcha, yeah. But you got your
Yeah.
small
I
pipes.
mean, I
Sorry,
can
not to interrupt. Sorry, carry on.
no, you're so my the small pipes, they were a cheap set as well, you know.
Mhm.
I've had those, my God, 30 years.
Mm.
So they just kind of sit in a box.
You keep them for the sentimentality of it?
Basically,
Yeah.
basically.
You don't have
And
your
then like years
rosewood chanter still, do you?
no, 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 no. I think that became like firewood.
Yeah. That's one thing that I think a lot of us have had that experience is that that's where it started, and I think a lot of
Right.
us years later maybe it would be fun to have that, but very few of us still have that chanter, you know what I mean? Like, I
Oh
also
yeah.
started on one of those, and who knows what happened to it. I sure don't have it.
Yeah, then, it's like later on, probably I was about 13, 14. I started taking it a little bit more serious, and my mom ended up buying me a set of nail pipes,
Oh, wow, yeah.
just the basic set, and ended up starting lessons with, I don't even know if he's still around or even still alive, but Will Muirhead,
Mm,
from like the old, Muirhead days, the Muirhead and Sons.
mm.
And we didn't have the internet back then, so it was all in person. And this was up at in Batesville, Arkansas, at Lyon College. So I would drive. My mom would drive me down every week. I would take that 2-hour drive,
Wow.
practice the chanter. There was dedication there, and I started, marching with the band and competing with the band, and then around 15 years old, like serious life changes happened,
Mm.
and I ended up like kind of moving out on my own,
Wow,
and
that's so young, jeez.
basically, yeah, yeah. So then the pipes kind of sat there, and I was in Houston at the time, and stumbled across, St. Thomas.
Mm.
And I was kind of in and out of there. I had Michael Cusack as an instructor one or two times, but most of the time it's been, me learning it.
Mm.
And solo gigs in my teens was fun. I didn't do any like major band stuff. It was
Mhm.
mostly solos. And I got up to grade 3 in the 90s, and then 2000 happened, and I stopped playing.
Hmm. That was the Y2K,
So that
emergency,
was
yeah.
the Y2K version of
Your
bagpiping.
bagpipe
Yeah.
stopped working all of a sudden. You didn't set the clocks ahead, darn it.
Yeah, I mean, they kinda sat in the box, and I'd pull them out every once in a while and, fiddle fart around with them,
Mhm.
but, it wasn't a serious thing until about 2.5 years ago,
That was
and,
but that was so much there's so much time and money going into this when you were so young. Were your parents into bagpiping already, or were you just begging for it? Like, how like, I don't know, I'm just thinking to myself, like, "Well, geez, I'm a terrible parent. My kid's asked to do things." I'm like, "Well, is there someone who teaches it here in town? Then okay, but if
so,
not,"
I
like,
mean,
you know what I mean?
yeah, when you are, bouncing back and forth between parents, because my parents were divorced. Um, one is, a truck driver, and the other one's military career.
Hmm.
And, you're changing schools every year, and, there's just a lot of different things happening.
Mm.
Um, I think for my mom's sake, she just had to keep me busy,
Ah, yeah.
you know?
Get this kid to
So
do something, yeah, I gotcha.
yeah, yeah, be productive and not in trouble.
Yeah. Keep his hands busy on the practice chanter, yeah. I see, I see. Yeah, no, and not to pride or anything like that, but I not having had the experience myself, but being close to some people who've had the experience, I have heard some people express like this reflection, post childhood, that in the event of the divorce, there might have even been some degree of like parental competition to like give the kid what they want, like make you feel like you're really
I don't think I really got any of that. It
darn it, like that
was
would have been that's like the silver lining,
yeah,
right? That's like that's supposed to be what you
right.
get at
No,
the
that'd be great, to have like, parents like fighting over, oh, I got him a toy car. Oh
right.
yeah,
I'll show
well, I
you how
got him a
much I
toy
love you.
truck.
Yeah.
I bought him bagpipes. Well, I bought him his first car.
Right. Yeah.
So no, it was never like that. Like
Oh
I
darn.
all I can remember is, it was a lot of fending for myself, and um, but it made me who I am today, and I'm
Yeah.
grateful for it. So
Well, you seem like a delightful person, if I may say so.
I
So
try to be.
whatever it takes. I mean,
I try to be.
I'm as long as I'm prying too much anyway, Mikey. Like this is probably like I'm probably being overly simplistic in my thinking with this, so it's probably on me, really. But I'm just saying, a dude whose career hair having parents who are military and truck driver, it sounds kind of like a Disney
Well,
movie, like I'm gonna do what
oh,
I'm gonna follow
it
my
was
own
not
path, you know?
it was not in the cards for them at all.
I'd imagine,
You know,
yeah.
like I was on I went through the whole military recruiting thing in 2001.
Mm,
My mom had, introduced me to, a bunch of Marine recruiters, and they said, okay, well, we can sign you up for your 17th birthday. And we can get you, at boot camp,
mm-hmm,
then with parental consent, yada, yada, yada. And I was like, okay, yeah, that sounds fun. And then August 2001 happens, and my mom says, no, you're not going.
mm,
And then it wasn't until like years later where I was like, oh, wait a minute. September 11th,
mm,
2001 was that major event. And my mom pulled me a month before that. I wonder what she knew, so all these
mm,
like conspiracy theories happened,
mm-hmm.
but, my dad was like super deep South Texan conservative, and he did not like that I was a hairdresser, but
Yeah, like
he's come around.
I'm sure all kinds of people like drive trucks, so I'm not trying to cast aspersions. It just doesn't
No, no,
usually
no,
it's
no,
not a
no.
pairing that usually goes together. That's all.
No, no. I mean, honestly, like what happened is like when I was about 13, I got my first job working under getting paid under the table. My God, my
Oh
dog is
yeah,
like
because you're that
got the
young.
zoomies this morning.
Mm.
I was getting paid under the table working at a veterinary clinic as
Ah.
like a kennel technician, like cleaning kennels and letting the dogs out and playing with the dogs and
Mm.
whatnot. And
It sounds like you got the
I was
best
kind
and
of,
the worst of what needs to be done at a
oh yeah,
veterinary's office.
yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. And I always caught myself like watching like the groomers, like groom dogs.
Oh.
And one of the groomers was like, "Oh, you want to learn how to do this?" And I was like, "Ah, sure, why not?"
Mm-hmm.
I've always been like let me try it,
Yeah.
see if I like it type of person. Um, and then I kind of got it just kind of rolled with,
Mm.
grooming dogs. And by the time I was about 17, um, I was like, you know what? I can't. I'm tired of getting bit. So let's figure out something because I loved the cutting hair aspect, and I was
Far
like, oh
fewer
well, let's
humans
see.
bite you.
Yeah, yeah. So far, I haven't had one human bite me,
All right. All right. Good
other than my
record.
own kids,
Sure. Yeah.
Um, but I bite back.
There you go.
Um, so yeah, I ended up finding like the hairdresser that I was seeing at the time
Mm-hmm.
here in Salt Lake was looking for an apprentice, and I, said, "Oh, hey, I would love to do that." And I did an apprenticeship, and that was in 2002.
Mm.
So yeah, I mean, then I met my wife, and we're still together, and two awesome kids, and two very talented, awesome kids.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
Yeah.
That's my story in a nutshell.
That's very cool. Did you do your wife's hair? Is that how you two met, or is that unrelated?
No, she was actually my boss.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she was my boss, and at a doggy daycare that she
Oh,
managed,
I see.
and because I was one of their groomers, and one day came around, and she's like, "Hey, you want to go grab drinks or something?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I'm not old enough, but we can do that." You know. So, and then the next day she fired me, and because she has
You gotta avoid that
those
conflict of
ethics,
interest. Yeah.
and
So
then I moved in the next day.
rather than
So,
not pursue him, the right thing to do is
right,
fire him and keep it up.
right, right. So that's how we met,
That's
and we met.
funny.
It's 2025, man. It's
Mhm.
23 years now we've been
Wow.
together.
Yeah, that's
Two awesome
awesome.
kids and a lot of stories.
Yeah, congrats. That's really cool. That's a lot of fun origin stories all rolled into one right there, Mikey. That's
For
cool.
sure, for sure.
So in your very young independence and moving all over the place, did those nail bagpipes stick with you? Is that what you're still playing
Oh
today?
yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
No, I actually I'm not playing with the nails anymore, but yeah, they came along with me everywhere I went. It was
Yeah.
like the first thing that I would load into the moving van, the last thing I would take off, or the first thing I put in, or the last thing I put in, and then the first thing I took off.
Yeah, I got you. I got
And
you.
they moved house to house with me and
Mm.
state to state, and
So
Yeah,
so even
and
when you
then
weren't playing a lot, they were present. It's not like you
they were
ever
present.
it doesn't sound like you were ever
They were
thinking like,
present.
"I'm never playing bagpipes again." It sounds like you were always interested in.
No, I mean, life events happen,
Yeah,
and you have to kind of put things on the back burner of what you want to do
unfortunately,
and what
yeah,
you want to pursue.
yeah.
And, the life kind of dealt me you have to do this really early kind of card.
Yeah, yeah.
So, I mean, I had my first kid when I was 19,
Wow.
and she'll be 20 next week,
Mhm.
which is wild to think that you have a 20-year-old.
Yeah.
Um, And then, like I kind of put piping off for, all those years. And then I stumbled across Wasatch and I was like, oh my God, they're like right in the same neighborhood as me.
Uh,
Like I'm gonna go find out who the pipe major is and talk to them and talk to the band manager and see what I need to do to kind of, get the ball swinging again.
right, yeah.
So I ended up talking to Tyler
Yeah,
Johnson,
yeah. Very cool
awesome
guy.
dude.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Yeah, man, these are the rehearsals. Just show up and do the typical kind of like come check out the band before you want to join type of thing."
Right, sure.
And I found out that Ross makes pipes,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Oh my God, like all I want to do now is like bagpipe." And then the bug got me.
Yeah.
It totally got me.
So did you
So
have you got a set of Ross's pipes now?
I do, and they
Nice.
are absolutely awesome.
I was trying to remember, we were
It
talking at that tent, this summer, and I was thinking I feel like in my memory, I can remember you holding a set of pipes that I was admiring, but
Mhm.
I might be inventing that in my memory
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, no, I actually sold my nail pipes to
Mhm.
a gentleman on the East Coast,
Uh-huh.
and he ended up kind of doing like a restorative kind of thing on them,
Yeah.
and donated them to like a piping school.
Oh, that's very cool.
So that was kind of awesome.
Yeah.
And before I sold them, I had to have a set. So I had Ross. We got together and we kind of brainstormed on what we wanted or what I wanted, and
Don't
um,
skimp on the details, Mikey. I think this is something that we
oh
all
my
wanna
God,
hear about. Tell me
this
what do you have? Yeah.
So the pipes are lead wood,
Mm. Oh,
so all lead
that's the
wood.
heavy, hard stuff, right?
It's a little heavier, but it's not too heavy. But what makes it a little bit more heavy is that I have like brass ferrules and
Ooh.
like there's a lot of brass. But what Ross did is like all these brass, they have coating on them, like a coating, a protective coating, so it
Yeah.
won't tarnish. I had Ross remove the coating
Mhm.
and like roll the ornamental pieces down like the gravel driveway and beat it up with a hammer so it
Very
kind of
cool.
gets that like antique look to it.
Right, yeah.
So I've had them for about 2 years now, and they're starting to have this like really cool patina on them.
Yeah.
And I have moose antler as well on there.
Oh,
So
I love the
they
look of
turned
antler.
out
That's so classy.
yeah, they turned out friggin' awesome, and the patina is starting to have this, like, green kinda tinge to it, like
Mhm.
on, what you would see on, like, old brass, furniture.
Sure, yeah.
So it's starting to come around, and it looks awesome.
It's cool that it's like an evolving thing too, that like you're watching your pipes,
Oh, yeah,
age.
yeah,
It's
no,
kinda
it's
very cool.
awesome. It's awesome.
What, have you found a drone reed pairing with them that you really like?
You know, the Henderson harmonic
Mm,
bass
sure.
with, oh my gosh, I can't even think, the 2 tenors are,
Are they easy drone or is it something else?
balanced tone.
Balanced tone, gotcha.
I have the balanced tone tenors and a Henderson harmonic bass,
Gotcha.
and the pairing on them is like I like my bass drone to be a little on the not growly, but it's kind of deep and rumbly,
Yeah, yeah.
Um, and then the tenors. I mean, it's a beautiful match,
Mhm.
whatever Ross profiled those drones at, um, they sound fantastic.
Yeah.
And then the pipe chanter is a broadleaf
Mm,
solo reed or with traditional broadleaves pipe chanter, I think is what I got
gotcha.
with Chesney solo reeds. So
I know that I remember seeing Ross not too long ago play a set that included at least some leadwood, but I'm thinking, does he really like leadwood? Did he make his own set with leadwood? Because I feel like I've seen him. I don't know. Maybe
I think
he.
he's made a couple of sets with Leadwood.
I was just gonna say, like, if he's only ever
Um,
done one, then I remember seeing him play yours. But yeah, I was thinking maybe he's done a few with that wood.
yeah, there's a recording of mine,
Mm,
but I when I first got them, I kind of named them.
Oh yeah, what's
Uh,
that?
Calypso, the dirty pirate hooker. You know,
So
because I mean, that's
anytime
just
you,
what you can imagine. You know, like these bagpipes that have this like antique finish to them. You
yeah,
know, like yeah, I don't know. It just kind of gave me that. You know, a name comes to you
and that.
sometimes.
And
So
now
that's their
anytime
name.
your wife's like, what are you doing? Where you going? What have you been up to? You'd be like,
Playing with Calypso,
that's
honey.
right.
Leave me
Yeah.
alone.
Yep. Been with Calypso all day. Oh, that's awesome.
So
Was it- So
yeah.
is the piping right now, of course things can change over time and all that, but right now is it like does Wasatch and competition have all of your attention, or do you find time
Oh,
for, yeah.
100%.
Yeah, which band are you playing
Yeah.
with right now? Is that grade 3, grade
So
2?
I'm kind of in this like transitioning from grade 4 to grade 2.
Yeah.
So we start up rehearsals next week, and I have to do like a tryout with Ross to get
Yeah.
into grade 2.
Yeah.
But I'm feeling pretty confident,
Good.
you know.
Good. I mean, I heard you playing at P
So
Rock the other night. Sounded
I
good.
know all the music, and well,
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I know all the music with for grade 2. I'm about 97.6% there.
But
But
97.6% there has got to be like 150 tunes. Cause I remember when Mike Swan joined the grade two, he
it's a
was,
ton,
yeah,
man.
there's so many tunes to
It's a
learn.
ton. It's a ton. Like last year when I came on, I didn't kind of know where I was going to be,
Yeah.
and I was like, it's been so long since I've like marched with the band
Hmm.
and played with the band. I'm gonna, take this season to be with grade 4,
Hmm.
just as a, an easy transition,
Yeah.
and got back into it in grade 4, knowing that I was going to go and push myself for grade 2.
Hmm.
So I had the beginning or the end of 2024, I was like, okay, I got to learn all the tunes for grade 4 and grade 5, or all the tunes basically for Wasatch.
Yeah.
So I learned all the grade 5 stuff. I learned all the grade 4 stuff, and I learned most of the grade 2 stuff. So
Mm.
from the time of October until April, I think it was a number of like 58
Man,
performance tunes that I kind of memorized. So yeah, it was a lot.
I don't think I know that many tunes, period. That's wild.
Yeah, I mean, if you ask me to play, name it by name, I was like, oh, I mean, I probably can't do that.
Yeah.
But
Hear the first few bars though, and you could hop in.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
100%. But it's when it comes with age, it's bandwidth, man. That's what happened mid-season.
Mm.
I was like, man, I can't handle all this music all at once. I'm gonna have to like, and when I was talking to Justin Howland,
Hmm.
and he kind of gave me this like, big brother advice of like, okay, when we're at this age, because we're the same age,
Hmm.
um, it's bandwidth. Like you cannot take on what you used to be able to take on when you were like 18, 19, 20.
Yeah, ain't
You
that the
know,
truth?
like you got, so many boxes inside your head that you can fill, you
And
know?
once they're full, that's it.
So, right.
Yeah.
And then you have to sort through them, to have conversation.
That's a helpful way to put it. I find that reassuring, just because I feel that all the time. It's like, why can't I do
Oh
this?
man,
I
it's
used to be
rough.
able to do these things,
It's rough.
Why can't I keep up?
I know.
Yeah. So when you met your wife, was that during a time when your bagpipes were quiet and therefore this was a surprise you sprung on her later, or was she aware
You
of it?
know, no, she was totally aware of it.
Mm.
I would busk downtown Salt Lake City,
Yeah.
um, in the wintertime.
Oh,
Okay, so I don't know if you've ever like played your pipes in like snowy weather outside for hours on end,
yeah,
but your
yeah.
fingers don't move.
Your fingers don't move,
They
and
don't move.
eventually the pipes just decide to not make noise too. So that's a challenging
Right,
situation.
right. I mean, I wasn't really concerned about how they sounded. I
Yeah,
was concerned about what was being thrown in the pipe case, because I needed to pay rent.
I hear you. Yeah.
Um, but I would park myself up on like Main Street, and I think it was like First South,
Yeah.
and it was the time where is the horse and carriage,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Before they kind of put an axe on that.
Yep.
Um, and I would just sit out there in a kilt with like a hoodie on and a bunch of those hand warmers
Yeah.
in the pocket of the hoodie. And I would pick up the pipes, play them for like 10 minutes,
Mm.
and put them back down and warm my hands up, pick them back up, do it all
Look at
over.
that.
And I would pull in like $400 a night,
Yeah.
to be honest.
This is so fun, Mikey. I don't know exactly which years we would have coincided, but That's most of the busking that I've done in Salt Lake City has also been around the holidays, just because I figure that's when a lot of people are gonna be there. Um,
Oh yeah.
I always went to the corner, approximately the corner of South and West Temple, on one side or the other of that intersection. But we
Well,
mu
I tried to do it closer to the temple,
with the
but
lights and everything,
I
right? You get all those people walking
right,
around
but
there.
and where all the carriages were kind of parked.
Exactly, yeah.
But I was always kicked out by like temple security.
They must have not
You
liked the
see this
look at
line? You
you.
can't pipe. Yeah, I was like, well, I'm not from here,
I
so
I know that I was always dodging it, like, I would kinda play for a little while and then kinda go somewhere else, just kind of thinking, "If they've been hearing
right,
me, they might be closing in on me by now," and then kinda get up and walk a few
Mhm.
blocks. So I think I just lucked out, but
right, right. No, it was. I think it was definitely one of those. We must have dodged each other,
yeah, that's funny. We might have been playing on the
Eh,
same night at some point. That's fun.
probably.
Did
They're
you
like, God,
did
where does this guy keep coming from?
right, yeah. Just, like, cursing each other as we walk around like, "This
And
is
he's
my turf."
fast, and he's fast, man. I was just
Right.
on that block, and he's here.
Did you, like, kinda what's is the word pandering? Did you pander to holiday tunes, like, play the Christmas songs and stuff, or were you just playing whatever you wanted?
Honestly, like I would just repeat the mass band tunes.
Yeah, sometimes that's all you can do, yeah.
Because that's all people want to hear,
Totally,
with a
yeah, they
little
just want
mix of
Scott and the
Amazing
Brave.
Grace every once in a
Yeah,
while, and
yeah,
oh Danny Boy, you know. And I think I just
yeah.
that's why I have like a disdain for, you know, mass band tunes and all the oh Danny Boy and Amazing
'Cause you
Grace.
had
Every
to
time I
grind
hear it, I'm
through
just
them for
like,
so
oh,
long, yeah. It puts you right
you
back
know,
there.
right, it's
But it makes it
PTSD.
makes you feel like you're about to get kicked out by temple security again.
Yep, yep.
The did you ever have the I always felt like this happened all the time, um, of having somebody, like, in between your sets, like, you'll stop for a second, somebody will be like, "Where are you from?" Because they want you to be from Scotland, and it's like,
Right,
you either have to just tell them
Louisiana.
like, "I live here," or, yeah, you could at least say something
Yeah,
other than Utah. I mean, I just grew up south of Salt Lake, so it's like,
right.
so I often would just
Yeah,
try to
no,
strike in and start
that's
playing again, pretend like I didn't hear them.
I think that still happens to this day. Because I'll practice at the
Yeah.
park here in Bountiful, and they're like, "Oh, where are you from?" And I'm like, "Well, here."
Yeah, not
Or,
where you want me to be
and I'll
from,
just
sorry.
or I'll strike back up and be like, "Oh, I couldn't hear you. I had earplugs in."
Right, yeah. Yeah. Well, is busking still part of your life right now today, or is that something that's kinda
Oh,
not
no,
happening these
man.
days? Like,
No,
we're coming in on the winter
I mean,
season.
I don't th the things so many things have changed with, like,
Yeah.
downtown Salt Lake. I think you need, like, a permit
Yeah.
now
Yes,
to,
you do. I can
do,
I can attest to that, yeah.
performance.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't wanna catch a charge.
Yeah. Yeah, I just end up
But
with,
no, I'm,
just having to empty all your tips out.
right. Right? No, I don't busk anymore. I've thought about it every once in a while. I'm like, "You know what? That'd be fun again." But then
Mhm.
it starts getting late and I'm like, "Oh no. It's starting to get cold. The pipes are gonna sound awful." Now I'm more concerned about
Right.
the sound.
Yeah. Well, speaking of the sound, listening to things, and maybe this has changed over time, but, from the beginning of your piping journey, maybe even inspiration to get you into it in the first place, all the way up to today, have there been any, recording artists, bagpipers or musical groups that have been, favorites of yours that, if somebody asked you, "Hey,
You
where
know,
where should I go to listen to bagpipes?" What would you recommend? That kinda thing.
there is, something recently, but well, it's not recent, but I mean, I stumbled upon them about like 2.5 years ago when I started getting back into it. And it's like
Mhm.
a sound that I've never heard before. And it's that French pipe band. I can't even put the name on it, but they use the bombard too.
Yeah. Is it one of the Bagad groups?
Bagad, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, what is
Isn't
this?
that cool
So it
stuff?
kind of has that different sound to it, you
Yeah.
know. But I think when it comes to like traditional pipe band stuff, St. Lawrence O'Toole, that's always like a go-to. I love how they're able to, get these classic tunes and put their own twist on them. Inveraray District,
Mhm.
obviously in the Worlds this year, they absolutely slayed it with their medley.
Were they the ones that made Bob
Um,
Worrell cry? Was that Inverary?
yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
right. That was a cool
yeah,
set. That was
yeah.
amazing.
I think Stuart Little actually shed a tear
Yeah.
on the in the circle after they got done playing. I mean, it was absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
And they kind of set the standard now, and which is kind of scary
Yeah.
because now we have to chase
That standard
that
keeps
standard.
yeah, it keeps
Yep.
improving.
And it keeps growing.
Yeah.
They definitely keeps growing year by year. I mean, piping in the 90s versus piping now,
Yeah.
completely different.
Yeah.
Absolutely completely different. Even the pitch of the pipes is different.
I've wondered before if like I'm cautious about it because I've never been like a really high tier competitive player myself, and so I don't think that there's ego in this. But I have wondered before when I've listened to older recordings of pipe bands and of soloists and stuff, and like I'm like, oh, I don't think this is as good. But then I think to myself, well, I'm not even as good as this. Like I shouldn't be passing judgment or anything like that, you know. But yeah, of course it's getting better all the time, and it's not just like
Right.
the
No,
like
it totally is.
it's like finger work is improving, sure, but also like I don't know, manufacturing the instruments, the reeds and everything, it seems like it must be constantly zeroing in, you know, maybe it's only by decimals, but it's getting better and better and better so that the overall sound and all
It's
that.
marginal for sure.
Yeah.
It is definitely marginal. And year after year, it just keeps getting better and better.
Mm,
But the thing that never fails is the traditional music.
mm,
It's been there for God knows how long. So
yeah.
it's like you can go from city to city and be like, okay, well, let's play this set,
And
and
they'll
there's at least one or two tunes that
yeah,
you know
they'll know,
you
yeah.
know
Yeah, that is a really cool part of the like sort of the community aspect of it, huh? We kind of all have this shared bank of tunes we can hop in on.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Now, Mikey, like for sake of kind of getting to know you a little more too, if you had increased bandwidth, you know, like if you had suddenly you were independently wealthy, so you had more time on your hands, um, and let's say you were satisfied with how much piping you were doing, like what's your next like follow up obsession or hobby? Like what's other stuff that calls to you?
If I could bagpipe full time and make money at it,
Hmm.
like a decent wage living, because there's very few people in the world that can do that,
Yeah.
um, I would absolutely love to do that. Like I've even toyed around with the thought of doing like an online supply shop,
Oh,
you
sure. Yeah.
know. I would, just being an entrepreneur myself, like it's something that I could probably easily do.
Hmm.
But you have your big competitors out there that they've kind of zeroed in on like how it works and
Yeah.
all that. So starting something small and doing like meme culture stickers, like
Ah, yes, we got to talk
they're
about
always
your
fun.
culture or
Yeah,
your
we got
culture.
we
We
got
got
to
to talk about your
definitely talk
stickers.
about that.
Yeah.
I got some NSF stickers
Yeah.
available for purchase at a discounted price, but I can share those files with you.
Yeah.
Put like 18 enter
Right, yeah, we'll have a secret
label on it.
a secret corner of bagpipeswag.com for
But when
Mikey
I
Beale's
was in
stuff.
when I was in Maxville, I had a couple of these t-shirts printed out, and I wore them up in
I
Maxville and
saw
in
the pictures,
Pleasanton.
yeah.
And I sold like 30 shirts
Oh, dude.
in total. So it's been kind of a fun little thing. Like, oh my God, where'd you get that shirt? And I'm like, oh, here's the link. You can buy
I
it.
made
It'll
it, you
ship
want
straight to your
one?
door because I drop ship it.
Yeah.
You know. So it's been fun.
I
It's been fun.
I'll check in with you
It's an
sometime, Mikey.
unexpected $30.
That makes you feel good about, like, grabbing lunch that day or something, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Or going to the beer tent
Yeah, even
on
better,
their
right?
dime.
Yeah, well, I'll check in with you sometime. I have been toying for years. I've been toying with the idea of getting like a vendor tent at some of the local games, and you know, one good way to make that doable is to combine forces. So if we
Oh
have
yeah,
like, I'm just
definite
imagining like
collaborations.
we could have like the front counter with all the
And
per
behind the beaded curtains.
exactly, yeah, that's where all Mikey's stuff is. Oh, you're looking for the section in the back, yeah.
Right. That's totally up my alley.
That's excellent. Well, what about like just kind of sticking with the idea of kind of getting to know as much about Mikey as we can here. What about like consumption of media? Like, are you into any you know, are you a Star Trek guy or a Star Wars guy? Are you binging,
Oh my God.
binging any shows
So
right now? Loving any book series? What stuff like that?
so we all know what happened in 2020, right? The
Yes.
world gets shut
Oh, that.
down, and
Yes, of
I
course.
don't know, I don't know if you remember that or not. So I got really bored, and I was like, man, what am I gonna do? You
Mm.
know what? What's gonna sound really awesome is if I take Star Trek, but watch it in chronological order, timeline order.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm still on that journey,
Still
my
working on
friend.
it, huh? Where are you
I'm
in the
still
journey?
working on it. I just got to the Enterprise.
Ah, gotcha.
I mean,
That's
it's
my
not
favorite
one of those.
personally.
I mean, Jean-Luc Picard, man,
The best.
you
He's
gotta
my
go with
captain.
that.
Yeah.
Yep. But if you want something and you want to play the long game,
Mm,
highly recommend doing chronological order,
mm.
timeline order.
Yeah, I got you.
It's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
It's pretty interesting because you can just like turn it on in the background. You know what's happening already.
Hmm.
You know, but yeah, no, that was my my COVID obsession.
You know what I think about all the time is that early Star Trek movie. It might have been the first one that went out. Maybe it was the second, where Voyager returns, and it has learned everything basically, right? And they're trying to figure out.
Yeah.
I think maybe I was the right age to have my mind blown when they're, because it's been V'ger all throughout the show, right? And then to realize
Yeah.
like, Voyager, and like I was just old enough to like know what the Voyager was, so like it was like this huge, like
Yeah.
mind blowing reveal, and I think that's why it
Yeah.
stuck with
Yeah.
me. Like I might think about that at least weekly,
You know,
you know.
Strange New Worlds, I think would be my second favorite,
Yeah.
because it's like the beginning of the story, and
Mm,
like how it all began and
yeah.
so and it's pretty well done, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean I'm not a Trekkie or anything, but yeah, that was my obsession during COVID.
I wonder how many Trekkies are listening right now and like, oh, he doesn't realize he's a Trekkie. He's obviously a
Oh
Trekkie.
yeah, I mean I don't have the cosplay or anything, but I do enjoy watching.
Yeah.
It's fun stuff.
Yeah. Very cool. And now, and like maybe there's nothing here, so like feel free to tell me that I'm barking up the wrong tree. But does your work in like the aesthetic arts, does that have any influence in your piping? Even if like I'm thinking very
You know
simply.
what?
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't think it's a bad question at all, honestly. Like
Mm,
I have been talking to a couple of bandmates
mm,
about like medley selection and listening to the worlds for the first time in years and like kind of seeing how this trend and nostalgia kind
mm,
of coincide together.
yeah.
And then, being me and kind of an overthinker and an obsessor of pipe music and fashion industry, I kind of look at it as these kind of two things kind of go side by side
Yeah,
together. Like
interesting. Yeah.
trends in the beauty industry. If you want to know what's going to happen in the industry 4 years from now, look at Tokyo. If you want to know what's
Interesting.
happening 2 years from now, look at Italy. If
Mm,
you want to know what's going to happen next year, look at London.
mm.
Like those are the things that you kind of have to kind of look at with pipe band too, and it's totally true,
Have
right?
you sort of
Because
sorted out
those
where are centers of like where are the pioneers in piping? Is it always going to be Scotland first, or is that?
no,
Hmm,
I think the level, the caliber of musicianship is so much higher
mm,
in Scotland.
mm-hmm,
The caliber of musicianship is definitely higher on the East Coast.
mm,
Us poor desert boys
mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
gals, we kind of, I wouldn't say we get the short end of the stick, but it's God, my dog is still going zoomy. Um, I think that there is potential for more grade two and grade one bands in the US for sure. But I think as a community as a whole, we would definitely need to jump up our commitment levels more, and that's not
Yeah.
calling anybody out. I mean, even myself,
No, I think that's, yeah, that makes
Um,
sense. Like, sometimes it's just the
but
way it
like,
is. I hear you. Yeah.
some of these grade four bands in, Ireland and Scotland, I mean, they could easily compete in a grade two,
Yeah.
here
Hmm.
in like in Utah, you know, which is kind of terrifying. And they're all like 12 and 10.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? They're all kids. Yeah.
That was the most humbling thing for me this year competing, is getting my butt kicked in competition by a 10-year-old.
Was that in solos?
Yeah, it was in solos. But I mean, this year I feel pretty good about my solos. Right now I'm number one in aggregate, so
Nice.
pretty happy about it. I'm
Yeah.
gonna
Way
toot
to
my
go,
own
man.
horn there. So yeah,
That's very cool.
kind of feel bad because I have a lot of those years in practice, and some of these kids don't. But I had to get somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah. That's very cool. So this is a left turn, but you mentioned your dog. You've got to have the most beautiful dogs. Is that am I guessing right?
Yeah, he is a soft-coated Wheaten Terrier.
And I'm
He's
sure
an
you're
Irish
taking
breed.
good care of that that soft coat, right?
I I mean, he is kind of crunchy right now. Like he needs a bath. But he's getting groomed this weekend
Mm-hmm.
for sure because he stinks.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he's an awesome dog. He's kind of a rare breed.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he's like you, you walk around Park City and you see those people with like their French poodles and stuff. He's my good credit dog, is what I like to call it.
Sure. I gotcha. Now, kind of in keeping with the idea of like Fantasyland, let's imagine that money is no object and you can get whatever you want. Do you have any like bagpiping dreams? Travel destinations, instruments you really want, courses you want to take from
You
big
know,
pipers? What would be your main thing?
I would love if, you know, if I could have everything that I currently have now, right? Because I mean, ultimately, this is like the life that I've built is pretty decent. Like
Yeah.
I'm not into like the big flashy houses and the cars and whatnot. Like I'm happy with, sharing a car with my wife sometimes and,
Mm-hmm.
piping. If I could have it my way, I would stay in a little bothy.
Mm-hmm.
And if I had a time machine, I would live with Donald McLeod
Mm-hmm. Okay.
as
Yeah.
his like apprentice, right? And just kind of
Yeah.
like, just to be, the fly on the wall in Donald McLeod's world. I think that would have been freaking awesome, you know,
Yeah.
um, if that fantasy world exists, you know,
You are allowed to
when are
have
we
a
going to get
time
a time
machine
machine
in
is the
this. Yeah,
question.
you're allowed. That's fine. Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
imagining
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
Donald
Yeah.
McLeod's hair and beard would also suddenly be looking spectacular.
Yes, absolutely. See, there's
Yeah.
trade-offs. Absolutely.
Yeah. 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 And what about when you go to play, Mikey, have you developed any sort of like pre-performance, we might say rituals? Any like is there a checklist of things you work through before going out to play that might be kind of useful things for other pipers to think about?
Um, I- y- Everybody's different, you know.
Yeah.
For me, it's being in the beauty industry and being a bagpiper. I don't think a lot of people realize that bagpipers and drummers and anybody that enjoys doing solos, they like to be the center of attention. We
Mm,
we put on the kilt, we dress up, we get in front of crowds, we play the music. What are we doing that all for? It's to gain
yeah.
attention,
Hmm.
right? And even those people that are like the shy, band geek kid, they're going to put on the garb and they're going to perform because they like the attention. Same
Yep.
thing with hairdressing, right? So
Mm,
I put in on a daily basis anywhere between an hour and a half to 2 hours daily on the pipes. Um,
wow.
and that is kind of my standard. And then if I have downtime at work, which I do almost every day, I'm on the practice chanter, you know?
Mm,
So it's a constant thing in my day-to-day life. When it comes to performing for solos, is to relax.
mm,
Like the music, you've practiced it over and over again. There's nothing to worry about, even though you're gonna go up and you're getting judged by Bob Worrell or Richard Parks.
hmm.
You just have to think they're just a part of the audience,
Hmm.
you know, and the music.
Yeah.
Don't pay any attention to the man behind the curtain.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
They're just
That's
they're just
interesting.
human
Yeah.
beings. They're listening to you.
Yeah.
That's kind of the mindset that I try to put myself in.
Yeah.
Like I got an invitation to the Western Championship Invitational and Halloween weekend,
Mm.
and there are 6 of us in grade 4 that are competing. And the judges are Richard Parks, Bob Worrell, Bruce Gandy, Roddy McLeod, all the big
Holy
names,
moly.
and I'm kind of
Yeah.
like, I was reading the judges list and I'm like, oh my God,
Yeah.
um, babe, go get me a new Huggy.
Right.
you know?
Yeah. Mikey,
So
tell me if I'm way off base with this, but one thing that I've always thought was interesting about like the art of doing hair is that like if you were making a sculpture, like it's pretty solid. Like once you're done with it, it stays the way you left it. And if you make a painting, same kind of
kind
thing,
of.
right?
Yeah.
At least kind of,
Yeah.
yeah. But hair is growing all the time, you know, and it's like so like
Mhm.
whether it's color or shape or like whatever you do with it, it's like aside from it growing and being constantly changing, also the canvas that you just worked on is going to walk out the door and you don't know what the person's going to do with that either. Um and so maybe I'm trying to force a connection here. But, you know, a performance, you know, whether you got relaxed for it at the beginning or not, once that performance is done, it's kind of like this fleeting thing in a way. It's kind of like it's a thing you do. You build it, you make it, but it also like it's transitory, you know, it doesn't stay there forever.
Y-
Um I don't know, do
Right.
you get in a similar headspace when you're doing hair? Like do you ever start stressing out like, "Oh my gosh, if I mess this person's hair up, they're going to be upset," you know? And then have to talk yourself into a
You
calm
know,
headspace? Does it feel similar?
is a correlation again with piping and hairdressing is kind of like as you're saying, like you're not trying to force a connection, but there
Mm,
definitely is.
hmm,
And it's one of those weird like things. Maybe it's like one-sided for me.
hmm.
It's something that I've realized the connection between the two. And maybe it's just the similarities between, something that you love to do on both sides, right?
Mm,
Like I
sure.
love the career that I have as a hairdresser and a business owner. Um, and piping is, it's a hobby, but it's a fun hobby. I enjoy it.
Mhm,
My goal for people that sit in my chair, as man, woman, I don't do kids much,
mhm,
is for them to be happy as they when they walk out, right? I want them to be
mhm.
happier about themselves when they leave, after they pay me and leave. That's the key point is they pay me and then
Right,
leave.
yes. Yeah.
Um, um, and they keep coming back, right? So
Mhm.
I kind of see it as I want the judges to be happy after I get done playing.
Mm, yeah.
Like I'm putting on this performance for them, and I worked. I don't can't tell you how many hours on this 2-4 march, and I want them to be
Mhm.
happy and say, you know what, this was the best one of the day, and you got first,
Yeah.
or fifth, or sixth, or
Yeah.
19th. It doesn't matter. You could
Mhm.
go against a 10-year-old and get your butt kicked, which I found out this year.
That does happen,
You know,
doesn't it? Yeah.
but I came back strong and I kicked his butt. So
There you go. Physically in the parking lot afterward. "Hey, kid."
yeah, I mean, it was a full Sparta moment.
It's funny. Well, Mikey, I'm feeling like we're maybe kind of hitting that point where like it feels like we've got maybe a solid interview here, but I don't want to cut you short. If you have any, no pressure to have like words of wisdom to deliver. Honestly, I feel like you've already delivered a few pretty good chunks of wisdom. But limericks,
I don't know. It depends on how long the
funny
editing process
anecdotes.
is going to take for you.
Yeah, that's right. Well,
Funny anecdotes.
anything, man. Yeah, give me
Man.
something to anything that comes to mind to kind of give us a finishing note for this interview.
Okay. So this is kind of out of left field here.
Hmm.
Okay, but this is something that I've lived by ever since I was, probably 15 when I got out on my own and started doing things. It's the number one rule in my house, and it works for all age groups, all walks of life, no matter who you are, gender, whatever, doesn't
Hmm.
matter. And the phrase is, if it's wet and it's not yours, don't touch it.
And we fade to black, man. That's perfect.
You can keep that in, you can keep that out, or you can just like
Oh,
whatever. I don't
Mikey,
care.